Here's a heads up for you. The significant and potentially turbulent energy of 2025 has already begun as we sit in the later days of November 2024. Now stay tuned because I'm going to share with you 2025 and the overall energy of what to expect, what the major themes will be that people will be experiencing on a soul level and a human level, and how you can use this to your advantage so that 2025 sets you up for the best of the best in 26. Now that sounds a long way away. However, next year is a 9 year, the number 9, and it's all about completion, wrapping things up. Now, before I get into anything else, I'm Fiona McLeod. I'm an intuitive channel and tarot reader, and I share the forecast each month as well as do a live tarot Q&A that you're welcome to ask questions at. Now, let's get into 2025. What we'll be seeing here, the key word is transparency. Transparency. Now, this to me is a radical version of authenticity, which we have been more aware of in recent years. It's become a thing, you could say, to even want to be your authentic self. A lot of people are questioning, what does that even mean? Well, I'll let you into a bit of a secret because it's actually being the true you, the you behind all the guards, behind the protection, behind the labels, behind the issues, the addictions, the attitudes, the blocks, the limiting subconscious beliefs. So it does require actually doing some work. A lot of people do not align being their authentic self with doing the great work, yet this is really the true path to get there, and it's also the spiritual path of evolution. In fact, in my mind, I would say it's the game of life that we're all here to play, which is to evolve through our life's obstacles and challenges and to become more of our best self so that we can ultimately live with our innate abundance. That is our birthright, and also achieve this success on our personal level, like share the gifts with the world that you've come here to share. Now, we all have an experience with the tumultuous energy that comes through around a Mercury retrograde anyway, which we're currently in until the 12th of December. In this time, it's best just to stay clear of any important communications, any business deals, and be mindful that technology might have problems. Issues with anything to do with communication on the multimedia level as well as your personal level are best left for the later half of December. Now, let's move into 2025. Transparency. What exactly does this mean and how is it going to affect you? Well, we have kind of two camps of people, right? We have this first camp where we are, let's call them Camp A. They are the victims in life, they blame the world for their life, they're not choosing to take responsibility, and they think life happens to them. Then we have Camp B, which is more of the people that blame themselves and become people pleasers, and really at the end of the day, both parties are not in flow. One party B, would like to be empowered and is doing their best. Like you could say that Group B is trying too hard and Group A is not trying hard enough to be your best self. I think we're all about group letter C. Let's create a third group, which is basically this new version of yourself that 2025 is bringing the opportunity to you for. Now, we came up with this slogan in my membership portal the other day, Authentically Alive in 2025. And we'll be bringing to you something to do with this. It's a special complimentary edition of various ways that you can help yourself to be more of that truth, the true person you are, the true love that you are here to share. But let's go back to these camps. This Camp A, if they do not choose to be self-responsible, self-aware, and actually take a look at themselves, will get in a very dark space and more troubles will happen. I'm just going to keep it really, really blunt. The momentum kicks in, whatever we focus on, the doom and gloom will just get darker, And the opposite is true for those that are choosing to focus and take the time to do their personal growth. You know, personal growth can be extremely exciting and powerful. It's actually a gift when you follow the path that you've been given, or that you maybe even decided before you came in as this human with this particular soul experience. And I'm suggesting take the path of choosing to come home to your true self. Why? Because that's going to be the happiest one and the most successful. However, turmoil, trauma, heartache, hard times, dark spaces are likely to happen in this transformational process. Fear not. Please watch till the end, because I will give you some positive news how this is actually going to help you to be your most happiest at the end of the day. So do carry on with this process. I encourage you to really understand that everything must crumble in order for the new to begin. Now, this means, going back to transparency, that people that are not even consciously wanting to be authentic will be exposed. Exposure is another word. Illumination, things will be revealed. We're going to see secrets come out. We're going to see the truth behind people's actions. We're going to need to be very authentic within our businesses, our relationships. Otherwise, it's going to be tricky to get by on the surface level. Now, why does this have to happen? Well, as I said, we're coming into a 9-year, and that's all about completion. It's wrapping up an old cycle. So if you want to go into the next 9-year cycle, feeling exactly what you're feeling now or experiencing exactly the same situation, go ahead and stay on that journey. However, if you want to launch into more of your optimum self and really feel in your heart that you're meant for more, and you know that you've got something to share with the world, or you know that there's room for improvement, then stay listening, because this is what you need to hear. You see, understanding that we must let go of the old in order to make way for the new. And sometimes this looks like letting go of loved ones that we think we're supposed to be holding on to. I like to use the analogy of a bird on a branch. You see, the bird has wings to fly. We know this, okay? And so do you. But this little bird in this metaphor, he or she is holding on to the branch and thinking that the branch is holding on to them, or that they must stay safe on this branch, perched on the branch. And when the bird comes into an awareness, a consciousness, is enlightened to realize that if they just let go of the branch, they can fly. So the question really is, what is your branch? And often this will be a shock to you. Maybe a relationship that you thought was going to last forever. Maybe a job that was your greatest security. Maybe a family member. And here is a way to know whether you need to let go of it or not. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 ways you can tell if somebody in your life ought to be accepted for who they are, or rejected for not being ideal in your life, perhaps being toxic to your life. Number 1 is if someone is emotionally unkind. This looks like the obvious, people being mean to one another using words, or even ignoring people, stonewalling others. However, it also can look very subtle, such as people being dismissive or not choosing to inquire about the depth of who you are, to understand you, or simply being in a mindset that you are wrong all the time. So this would look like people that are defensive, people that blame without taking responsibility. So there's this push for people to become more self-responsible, because they will be exposed, is what I'm saying. You don't have to do anything, by the way. This is the job of the universe, to unravel that person's journey for them. We need not try to change anyone. We simply need to look after ourselves. This is a normal thing, but it's very underlined for 2025. So number 1 is people that are emotionally unkind frequently. of course, people make mistakes. That's okay. We let little things go occasionally. But if it's constant for years on end, then we need to assess, is this how I deserve to be treated? Is this coming from somebody who knows how to show love? Now, we understand that some people are hurting others because they hurt themselves. Obviously, hurt people hurt people. However, that is not an excuse. Sure, you can offer to help, but don't get stuck in the loop. So subtle things like people being dismissive of you, scoffing at you, eye-rolling at you, stonewalling you, gaslighting you, making you feel that you are insane just for being you. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is physical abuse. A no-brainer to the average person, really, but I'm going to spell it out for everybody. It is not okay for anyone to touch you in any way, ever, without your permission, unless they are saving your life. Okay? So it is not okay for somebody to touch you without your permission. Now, of course, if you're in a long-term relationship, you don't have to ask every time you're going to touch your partner. It's an understanding that you've established already in a way that you receive affection. If that loving partner became physically abusive, it's a no. No, leave. I know it's easier said than done. This is where we need to call upon help. I think it's really important because this is likely to come up a lot in people's situations. Because people are being exposed, anger is going to rise. And we need to be aware of how to stay safe. Because it's not about how you deal with a situation with an angry person. It's about not being in a situation with angry people. So taking yourself out of equations where that is possible. As I said, sure, if you want to help someone, do what you can, and that's all you can do. Lead a horse to water. You cannot make them drink. And if we start enabling people, then what happens? They never get over their issues. Okay, that's number two, physical abuse. That is a good reason to reject the situation and not accept the person involved. Number three is when you can't be your true self around them. If you are not kind of allowed to be you, maybe you're too loud or you are too deep or you're too sensitive and you've got to sort of hide who you truly are or walk on eggshells as to not rock the boat or poke the bear. Is that fun? I mean, are you apologizing for people? Are you justifying family members? Are you justifying the behavior of some of your friends? Are you trying to protect them from others because you know they don't mean to be like that, but they just don't know any better? This happens. And sadly, it's not okay because we actually need to be if everybody in their life is their best self. Everybody in their life chooses to do the best they can consciously without always pointing the finger. So if a lot of people from the group A jump to group B for a start and slide into group C, we are going to see a rise in global peace, a deeper community, stronger connections, and so on. Now, what I find really, 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 really interesting about this transparency is that it's going to change the nature of social media as well. You will start seeing people be more real than ever before. Now, there's a lot of people being authentic. You'll just see this shift where people are developing a community as such amongst their followers and their fans, as opposed to presenting as something fake or something that may be unattainable for certain people. Yes, there are options on social media for people to inspire others. There's just going to be this shift where even your gurus will start to share more about their reality so that the steps of how people can have their own achievements and create their own success in any area, health, love, money, spirituality, you name it, we're all helping others to do this, especially on platforms like YouTube. This is what we're here for. A lot of the how-to, a lot of the inspiration, a lot of the sharing and caring. Therefore, I'm saying to you that this transparency has the opportunity to bring about deep, genuine connections for you, both in your surroundings of your friendships and family, as well as online. This is an amazing time to be able to set up what you want for 2026, which will be a 1 year, the start of a new beginning, where you get to cast the spells out into the universe for the next round of who you will be. What will you create? Who will you become? How will you evolve? What will you learn? What will you teach? What will you serve the world with? And in case you don't already know, we are here to serve the world with our unique gifts. And when people wake up and realize that, sometimes the gift makes people lots of money. Sometimes people make lots of money without a gift. Sometimes the gift doesn't make as much money, but offers such value in other ways. Empathy, understanding, helping out, being there for people, listening, healing, wisdom. And that does not mean that those people that earn less are less valuable than those who earn more. That is going to be very underlined in 2025. There's going to be a number of, let's say, overwhelming breakdowns so they can have a breakthrough. Now, I know it sounds morbid and I feel apprehensive about sharing it. Yet, if you know this information, you can work with the information. You can travel the journey of deeper self-discovery. You can perhaps start a soul-activated business of your own and share more of these messages. You can start a business to help people to do aspects of this, guide them through processes. We are here as a collective and we are all connected just as pieces of a puzzle. It's like, at the moment, that puzzle feels like a mirror that's been smashed and we're all separate pieces, or fractured or broken and feeling pokey and sharp and not soft and loving. That mirror still is the mirror. If we are all different pieces of that broken mirror as individuals, we still are part of that greater whole. And that is the truth. We are a child of the universe. You are an aspect of source energy. The source is what is everything, what has created all. And when you remember that you're not disconnected from that, then you, my friend, will be relieved of such stress and struggle, because you will develop the awareness of the magic that life is offering you every day. And when you can access your own magic by being more of your authentic self and choosing transparency as your gift to know who to reject and who to accept in your life moving forward, well, that's when the rainbows and unicorns start, because you have the power to create your own reality, your own best life. But that starts from the thoughts, the beliefs, the choices, the actions. And on that note, I'm reminding you the positive side is, if you release all that is not serving you, it's easy for you to make decisions and see what is right for you. It's easy for you to attract your best tribe, your best lover, the abundance that is innately yours. The universe does not give you an idea without the resources to help that unfold. And herein lies a good opportunity for me to share with you that very soon I will be running a free manifesting workshop. Now, this is actually not a manifesting workshop, because I don't actually believe in the traditional manifestation that is taught all over social media at this time. I will be sharing with you a different perspective of how you can attract, receive all that your heart desires, so that you can have those feelings of inner fulfillment, the actual physical success, the flow of abundance and fun and freedom. You know, what is freedom anyway? It's freedom to do what you want when you want. It's freedom to have what you need when you need it. It's freedom to not be told what to do. It's freedom to get out of bed and create your day without rules, without appointments, sometimes without commitments. What does freedom look like to you? Let me know in the chat. If you'd like to receive the link to this free not manifestation workshop, 5 days, 5 20-minute sessions, 5 days in a row, please pop your email into the chat and I will be thoroughly excited to meet you. And we can start 2025 off with transparency, with intention, with a positive outlook, with a clean slate. Thanks so much for watching all this way. If you've come this far, please do give me 5 yellow hearts into the chat and let me know your name so that I can give you a hello. And of course, thumbs up is always appreciated. If you want more information about what to expect in the months ahead, simply subscribe to my channel and I'll look forward to connecting with you again soon. Lots of love. Bye for now.